If you're over 60, some seemingly harmless vegetables could be quietly pushing your stroke risk up. Not because vegetables are bad, but because of how we eat them: timing, portion size, salt intake, and especially drug interactions. In the United States, someone has a stroke about every 40 seconds, and more than 795,000 people are affected each year. Early action and small changes in habits can make a real difference. In the following sections, I'll break down 9 common vegetables that can worsen stroke risk factors overnight when eaten incorrectly, and I'll give you precise, practical adjustments so you can maintain the benefits while minimizing the risk. Before we dive in, leave a comment letting us know where you're watching and your age. Your story could help others make smarter dinner choices tonight. If this topic is important to you or a loved one, please like so more seniors can see it. Now, let's start with the first sneaky trap: when heart-healthy greens conflict with your blood-thinning medication.
Vegetable 1. Spinach and green leafy vegetables. Most of us grew up hearing, spinach is super healthy. That's true. Spinach is rich in folate, magnesium, and vitamin K. After 60, though, the question isn't, should I eat it, but how you eat it, what you pair it with, and which medicines you're taking. 3 science-backed points to remember. 1. Oxalates and kidney stones. Spinach is high in oxalates. If you've had calcium oxalate kidney stones or your urine tests show high oxalate, your doctor may ask you to limit high oxalate foods or a pure spinach with the calcium source, like yogurt or a little cheese. The calcium binds oxalate in the gut, so more leaves the body in stool instead of being absorbed. Don't self-restrict without testing. You still need the nutrients. 2. Vitamin K and warfarin. On warfarin or Coumadin, you don't have to give up greens. The key is consistency. Big up and down swings in vitamin K from spinach, broccoli, and kale can make your INR bounce, raising the risk of clots or bleeding. Eat a similar amount of greens daily and let your care team know your usual pattern. 3. Potassium and kidney disease. Spinach contains potassium. If you have chronic kidney disease or take medicines that raise potassium, ask your clinician about portion size. Too much potassium can trigger heart rhythm problems. A brain-smart way to enjoy spinach. 1. Favor lunch or daytime meals instead of making spinach a late-night snack. 2. Lightly cook it, steam or quick sauté. Cooking reduces some soluble oxalate compared to drinking it raw in smoothies. 3. If you're prone to stones, pair with the calcium food, like half a cup of Greek yogurt, as advised by your provider. 4. Stay well hydrated throughout the day. Dehydration thickens the blood and isn't friendly to the brain or kidneys. On warfarin, keep a simple food log on green days, check INR regularly, and don't make up by doubling greens the next day. Bottom line, spinach itself isn't the villain. Risks show up when the context is wrong: stones, warfarin, kidney issues, and your intake is inconsistent. Fix the context, and you can keep the benefits.
Vegetable 2. Broccoli. Eat your broccoli has been good advice for decades. It's fiber-rich, full of antioxidants, and supports heart and brain health. After 60, though, the safety piece isn't about broccoli itself. It's about consistency and which blood thinners you're on. What to know? Vitamin K matters with warfarin. Broccoli, like most leafy greens, contains vitamin K, which helps your blood clot. If you take warfarin, Coumadin, big swings in vitamin K from your diet can make your INR bounce. More broccoli than usual, INR may drop. Blood clots more easily, higher clot risk. Much less broccoli than usual, INR may rise. Blood gets too thin, higher bleeding risk. The fix isn't to avoid broccoli. It's to eat a similar amount week to week and keep your care team in the loop. On modern DOAC blood thinners, Eloris or apixaban, Xeratolto or rivaroxaban, Pradaxa or dabigatran, vitamin K does not affect these. You can enjoy broccoli without worrying about vitamin K swings. Still, tell your clinician if you overhaul your diet so they can watch for any other changes: weight, kidney function, other meds. On aspirin or clopidogrel, Plavix, vitamin K doesn't interact with these either. Your priorities are balanced meals, steady hydration, and not eating too late if reflux or nighttime bathroom trips are an issue. A brain-smart way to enjoy broccoli. Aim for 1 cup cooked as a typical serving. Keep that serving steady from week to week if you're on warfarin. Prefer lunch or early dinner. Heavy cruciferous veggies late at night can worsen reflux or sleep, which indirectly raises morning blood pressure swings. Steam or roast until just tender and add a drizzle of olive oil to help absorb fat-soluble nutrients, and then keep that preparation consistent if you track INR. Hydrate through the day, especially if you drink coffee, tea, or take diuretics. Stable fluids equal steadier blood pressure and less morning head rush. Changed your broccoli habit? New smoothies, bigger portions, or you suddenly stopped eating it? If you're on warfarin, ask for an INR check within a week or 2 of that change. Bottom line, broccoli is still a win for most older adults. The safety key is predictable portions, not perfection. Keep it steady, keep your team informed, and keep the benefits.
Vegetable 3, romaine lettuce. A salad for dinner feels safe, light, low-calorie, easy on digestion. For many adults over 60, that's the nightly routine. The hidden issue isn't romaine itself. It's evening hydration, bathroom trips at night, and how your blood pressure and medications behave while you sleep. Why timing matters after 60. As we age, the thirst signal dulls. Many older adults arrive at dinner already a bit dehydrated, then eat a very light, mostly water salad, and avoid fluids to prevent nighttime urination. Result? The body stays on the dry side overnight, which can make the blood more concentrated and contribute to morning head rushes or blood pressure swings. Add diuretics or water pills or multiple cups of tea or coffee late in the day, and you can nudge fluids even lower. The brain and circulation prefer steady, not skimpy hydration. Make a brain-smart salad routine. Shift the big salad to lunch when possible. Daytime is friendlier for fluids, minerals, and bathroom schedules. If dinner is your salad time, build it like a meal. Add 20 to 30 grams protein, salmon, tuna, grilled chicken, tofu, or beans, and a healthy fat, olive oil, avocado, nuts. Protein plus fat slow digestion, keep you steady through the night, and help vitamins absorb. Drink on purpose, not by accident. Aim for 1 full glass of water with dinner, and consider another small glass 1 to 2 hours before bed so you're not up at midnight. Talk to your clinician if you have heart or kidney conditions that require fluid limits. Watch the extras. Lots of vinegar or very salty dressings late can trigger reflux or overnight thirst. Alcohol is a diuretic and can spike early morning blood pressure. On blood pressure meds or diuretics, ask if your dosing time can be morning to reduce nighttime dips and bathroom trips. Never change timing without guidance. Bottom line, romaine isn't dangerous. The risk shows up when light dinners plus low fluids plus evening diuretics collide. Keep your salad. Just pair it with protein, healthy fats, and planned hydration, so your brain and blood vessels stay happy overnight.
Vegetable 4, raw carrots. Crunchy, sweet, and easy, carrots feel like the perfect guilt-free bite. Good news first, carrots are a low glycemic food. Typical GI values range from about 16 raw to about 32 to 49 boiled. That means they raise blood sugar slowly compared with many starches. So the carrot itself isn't a blood sugar bomb. The real issue after 60 is timing, pairing, and your medicines. Why timing matters? Overnight is when some older adults experience glucose swings, especially if they use insulin or certain diabetes pills.
If you go to bed with too little food on board, or you've exercised, taken meds, or had alcohol, your glucose can dip while you sleep, nocturnal hypoglycemia. That triggers stress hormones that raise blood pressure and can make vessels tighten, a combo the aging brain doesn't love. Diabetes experts recommend checking bedtime glucose and using a balanced snack if you're at risk. So, where do carrots fit in? Keep them, but don't eat a big bowl of plain carrots right before bed. On their own, even low GI carbs can be skimpy on protein and fat, which helps steady nighttime numbers. Instead, think glycemic load and balance. The total carbs in a serving plus what you pair them with. Carrots plus protein, cottage cheese, hummus, turkey slice, or healthy fat like nut butter make a steadier snack than carrots alone. If you manage diabetes or prediabetes, aim for your personal bedtime glucose target, which many guidelines suggest 90 to 150 milligrams per deciliter, individualized. If you tend to run low, a small protein-carb snack can help. Know the symptoms of nighttime lows: sweats, vivid dreams, morning headache or confusion, and have a plan from your care team. Med changes, new exercise, or alcohol in the evening. Recheck and adjust your snack with your clinician's guidance. Bottom line, carrots are still a green light vegetable, low GI, nutrient dense. For brain smart nights, focus less on carrots versus no carrots and more on carrots plus protein, earlier in the evening, and med-aware bedtime planning.
Vegetable number 5, garlic. Garlic has a great resume. It may support healthy cholesterol and add big flavor with few calories. But after 60, especially if you're on blood thinners or aspirin, the details matter. Garlic and garlic supplements can make your blood less sticky by blocking platelet clumping. That sounds helpful until it stacks on top of prescription anticoagulants or antiplatelet drugs. Then your blood can become too thin. What the evidence says. Medical reviews link garlic supplements to a measurable increase in bleeding risk, even independent of prescription blood thinners. People on anticoagulants like warfarin or antiplatelets like clopidogrel or aspirin need extra caution. Surgical teams often ask patients to stop garlic supplements about a week before procedures because of added bleeding risk. This applies to supplements, not modest amounts used in cooking. If you take warfarin, remember, your safety depends on a stable INR. While vitamin K is the main dietary issue for warfarin, supplements and herbals, including garlic, can still tilt your bleeding or clotting balance. Always loop in your care team. Kitchen rules for garlic lovers. Brain smart version. Prefer culinary amounts. A clove or two in dinner is usually different from 600 to 1200 milligrams concentrated extracts. If you're on blood thinners or have a history of bleeding, skip high-dose garlic pills unless your clinician okays them. One change at a time. If you start or stop a garlic supplement, tell your prescriber. They may want extra INR checks or closer symptom watching, easy bruising, nosebleeds, black stools, or new headaches. Know your combo. On warfarin, garlic is an add-on bleeding variable separate from vitamin K. On DOACs, like Eliquis or Xarelto or Pradaxa, and aspirin or clopidogrel, vitamin K isn't the issue, but bleeding interactions from supplements still matter, so disclosure is key. Bring your full supplement list to every visit. Procedure coming up? Unless your surgeon says otherwise, avoid garlic supplements for about 7 days pre-op. Keep normal cooking use unless you're told to follow a special diet. Bottom line, keep the flavor, respect the form and dose. In food, garlic is usually a friend. In pill form, especially with blood thinners, it can quietly tip you toward bleeding. Smart disclosure and stable routines keep you safe.
Vegetable 6. Onions. Onions show up in almost every American kitchen, and for good reason. They add flavor with minimal calories, and they're rich in quercetin, a plant compound linked with slightly lower blood pressure in people who already have hypertension. In clinical studies, quercetin lowered systolic pressure by about 3 to 7 millimeters of mercury on average. That's a plus, unless you're already on blood pressure medicines and tend to run low in the mornings. Here's the real-world issue after 60. Many older adults experience orthostatic hypotension, blood pressure drops when standing up, especially first thing in the morning. Combine that with an evening meal that's light on fluids or a late diuretic dose, and the natural early morning blood pressure surge, and you've got to set up for dizziness, unsteadiness, or even a fall when you get out of bed. Add foods or supplements that nudge pressure downward, onions, quercetin, high-dose quercetin pills, or other vasodilating herbals, and the dip can be more noticeable. None of this means onions are bad. It means context matters. Make onions brain smart. Enjoy normal culinary amounts, but if you're prone to morning lightheadedness, favor onions at lunch or early dinner instead of a late, very light evening meal. Keep your fluid intake steady through the afternoon and early evening as allowed by your clinician. If you use quercetin supplements, tell your clinician. Trials showing BP lowering used supplement doses, not just what's in a sauté pan, so your care team may want to monitor pressures or adjust meds. On days you're more active, sweating, or you're taking diuretics, be extra cautious with standing up slowly on waking. Sit, dangle feet, stand, and consider a small glass of water at the bedside. This simple routine helps buffer pressure dips. If you log morning dizziness, head rush, or near falls, share the pattern, meals, meds, bedtime, nighttime bathroom trips, with your provider. They can often fix this with timing tweaks rather than cutting healthy foods. Bottom line, onions can support heart health, but in a body that's already medicated and a little dehydration prone, they're best enjoyed with daytime meals, steady fluids, and slow stand-ups. Keep the flavor, keep your footing.
Vegetable 7. Corn. Corn feels vegetable safe, but nutritionally it behaves like a starchy carb. That's not bad, just means you should treat it like rice or potatoes, especially at night. Harvard notes corn sits in the moderate glycemic index range, meaning it can raise blood sugar more than non-starchy veggies. Processed corn foods like corn flakes or certain grits can be high DI, causing a faster rise in fall. Those ups and downs matter more after 60, particularly if you have diabetes, prediabetes, or take meds that can cause nighttime lows. What this means for your brain and energy? Larger glucose swings can set off stress hormones, pushing blood pressure and tightening blood vessels. An early morning combo the aging brain doesn't love. The ADA's standards of care emphasize individualized targets and mindful bedtime strategy if you're at risk for nocturnal hypoglycemia. Corn, the brain smart way. Time it earlier. Enjoy corn at lunch or early dinner rather than late night. Pair it right. Match corn with protein and healthy fat, like grilled fish with corn or bean and corn salad with olive oil, to blunt the rise. Watch the form. Whole corn or minimally processed corn is steadier than corn flakes or sugary corn snacks. If you love grits, keep portions small and add eggs or Greek yogurt for protein. If you manage diabetes, know your personal bedtime glucose range and ask your clinician about a balanced snack, protein plus fiber, on more active or medication-heavy days. Bottom line, keep corn on the menu, just treat it like a starch, keep portions reasonable, and pair with protein, especially if it's an evening meal.
Vegetable 8. Asparagus. Asparagus looks like the perfect light dinner side. Tender, low-calorie, packed with folate and vitamin C. One useful detail after 60, asparagus has a mild diuretic effect. That's not a problem by itself, but if you already take evening diuretics, limit fluids at night to avoid bathroom trips, or tend to wake up dehydrated, this extra nudge can leave you a bit low on fluid by morning.
Reviews of asparagus officinalis note diuretic properties, while healthy aging research shows that older adults often have reduced thirst and are at higher risk of dehydration simply from low intake. Why this matters for your brain? Overnight, blood naturally becomes a touch more concentrated if you don't drink much in the evening. Then comes the morning blood pressure surge, a normal rise as you wake and move, which is linked in studies with higher risk of stroke and cardiovascular events. If you stand quickly out of bed, you may also experience orthostatic drops, blood pressure falling when you stand, especially if you're underhydrated. That double whammy, thicker blood plus fast pressure shifts, is exactly what the aging brain doesn't need. A brain-smart way to enjoy asparagus: time it earlier. Make asparagus a lunch or early dinner star if you're prone to nighttime bathroom trips or morning lightheadedness. Pair with fluids and minerals. Have a glass of water with dinner. If your clinician allows, a pinch of electrolytes or broth-based soup can help maintain fluid balance. If you're on a sodium-restricted plan, follow your plan. Mind your meds. If you take diuretics in the evening, ask your prescriber whether a different dosing time is appropriate. Stand up smart. On waking, sit, feet on floor, then stand slowly. Keep a small glass of water at the bedside. These simple habits ease orthostatic dips. Keep the benefits. Lightly steam or roast with olive oil and lemon. You'll retain nutrients and enjoy fiber without making dinner too heavy. Bottom line, asparagus is a nutritious keeper. Just respect its mild diuretic effect and your body's lower thirst signals after 60. With good timing and hydration, you get the benefits without the wobbly mornings.
Vegetable 9, tomatoes. Tomatoes feel like the definition of light and healthy, sliced on salads, simmered into pasta sauce, or sipped as juice. For most older adults, they're a solid choice. The important details after 60 are acidity, sodium, reflux, and med interactions, not some mysterious toxin. Here's what really matters: evening acidity and sleep. Tomato sauces and soups are naturally acidic. Late-night acidity can aggravate reflux. Even if you don't feel heartburn, you may have silent reflux. Poor sleep and frequent overnight awakenings can set up rougher morning blood pressure swings, which the aging brain doesn't love. If tomato-heavy dinners leave you coughing at night or waking with a sore throat, consider shifting tomatoes to lunch or early dinner and elevating the head of the bed. Sodium in packaged products. Canned tomato soup, jarred sauces, and tomato juice can be surprisingly salty. A high-sodium evening meal can drive fluid shifts and a morning BP bump. If you have hypertension or heart failure, choose low-sodium versions and taste before salting. Potassium and kidney and heart meds. Tomatoes carry a moderate amount of potassium. If you have chronic kidney disease or take ACE inhibitors or ARBs or spironolactone, ask your clinician about portion size and whether tomato juice is smart for you. Too much potassium can disturb heart rhythm in susceptible people. Headache or migraine prone? Some folks notice tomatoes can trigger headaches due to histamine sensitivity or reflux. If you're in that group, test smaller portions, combine with protein, and avoid late-night tomato-heavy meals. A brain-smart way to enjoy tomatoes. Favor daytime portions. If at dinner, keep it early and pair with protein and healthy fat, like olive oil, fish, beans, to steady digestion and energy. Choose low-sodium sauces or soups, or make your own with herbs and extra virgin olive oil. If reflux is an issue, try roasted tomatoes, often gentler, smaller servings, and avoid lying down for 2 to 3 hours after eating. If you track potassium, count tomato juice or sauce toward your daily allotment. Bottom line, tomatoes aren't dangerous. They're nutritious. Just watch timing, sodium, reflux, and potassium. Adjust those levers and you can enjoy tomatoes without the morning wobble. So tonight, choose one small tweak. earlier salads, steadier greens, or a glass of water by the bedside, and give your brain the steady support it deserves. It's not the vegetable, it's the context. Your meds, especially blood thinners or diuretics, kidney function, hydration, and timing. Consistency beats perfection. If you're on warfarin, keep vitamin K foods, spinach, broccoli, steady week to week. If you switch it up, tell your care team. Hydrate for your brain. Light, low-salt dinners plus evening meds can leave you underhydrated by morning. Aim for gentle fluids late afternoon or early evening, as allowed by your clinician. Treat corn like a starch and pair carbs with protein or fat, especially at night. Supplements count as medicine. Garlic or quercetin pills and other natural products can shift bleeding or blood pressure. Always disclose them. Your Brain Smart dinner template. Save this. Plate: half non-starchy veggies, roasted tomato or asparagus earlier in the evening, sautéed greens at lunch, a palm-sized protein, fish, chicken, beans, and a thumb of healthy fat, olive oil, avocado, and nuts. Carbs: if you want corn, grits, or bread, small portion plus protein. Avoid big, lonely carbs at night. Fluids: 1 glass of water with dinner. Consider a small bedside glass if your clinician okays it. Timing: finish dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. Sit up on waking, pause, then stand. Medicine food checklist. Run through this weekly. Am I keeping greens consistent? Warfarin users? Any new supplements I haven't told my clinician about? Did I have night reflux or morning dizziness this week? If yes, adjust timing, sodium, and fluids and tell your provider. Do I know my personal glucose or BP targets for bedtime and morning? You can't stop time, but you can shape the terrain your brain lives in. Steady fluids, steady pressure, steady nutrition. Small changes, done consistently, protect memory, balance, and independence. Your turn. Which one shift will you start tonight? Timing your salad earlier, pairing carbs with protein, or logging greens on warfarin? Tell us in the comments so another viewer can learn from you. If this helped, subscribe for calm, science-backed tips for life after 60. And share this with a friend who loves healthy dinners.